My name is Michael Mastro. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to look at the chart for Valentino Garavani, the legendary fashion designer. It's from Italy. If you look to the eastern horizon using Vedic sidereal zodiac, you'd see the constellation associated with Gemini rising at 20 degrees. First, we'll see how the planets are operating in this chart, when they're operating, and what could be done to strengthen the chart. So, first off, the sun is ruling his house of success. It is placed in his house of income. So this is connecting his sun-like leadership abilities, ambition for success, supporting his income. And then we have weak old moon. Moon is at 29 degrees. It is any planet that's more than 25 degrees is said to be in old age and can't promote its own significations. So Moon is ruling the house of wealth and fame and the stability in relationships. He had several relationships, but this connects wealth and fame to his personality, to design and create things of beauty for the public. He always wanted a woman to walk into a room with his clothing and be the most noticed. Then Mars is ruling the house of income. It is placed in its own sign. It's very strong, gives him really strong ambition. And then Mars is connected with cutting, so cutting of cloth for designing fashion. And we have weak infant Mercury. Mercury is ruling the house of happiness and home life. Any planet that's less than 5 degrees cannot support its own significations. So he did have some ups and downs to his home life and family life. And weak dispositor Jupiter. Jupiter cannot be any stronger than its dispositor, which is the moon, which is already weak. It is ruling the house of partnerships. So his partnership with his, longtime partner really supported his wealth and fame, and his. But there was some ups and downs. He had several relationships. Then Venus. Venus is his strongest planet. It is ruling the house of creativity. It is placed in his first house. His personality, everything about him is about creating beautiful fashion for women. And then we have weak placement Saturn. Saturn is poorly placed in the eighth house of challenges, and it is ruling the house of good fortune. So good fortune comes through discipline and hard work, but there was some delays and setbacks to that. Then Rahu and Ketu, always opposite, always balancing. In this case, it's balancing home life and work life. Look at the timing of events. In '59, he started his very first studio with his longtime partner, Giancarlo. And that was during a sun period, bringing that leadership ability and discipline, focus. In '62, he had a big show at the Pitti Palace during a Venus period, very creative. And in '68, he had the white collection for Jackie Onassis and designed her wedding dress. Again, a Venus period, very, very creative period. In '71, he no longer had a romantic relationship with Giancarlo. So there was, that was during a K2 period, some separation there. In '98, he sold the business. Had a very big profit during a Mars period. Mars boosting his ruling the house of income. And he was also in the movie The Devil Wears Prada, featuring the Valentino red, which was a combination of oranges and reds that was his signature red color. In 2008, he retired. There was this documentary about him, The Last Emperor, and that was also during a K2 period. Um, uh, Kind of an ending to his career. And then but he died on top. He was really still successful and still was designing up until the time he died. He was still making sketches. But he died January 19th, 2026, during a Rahu Jupiter period. Um, if you look at the circular chart on the left, the outer circles where the planets were when he passed, and the inner circles where the planets were when he was born. You can see that natal Rahu is afflicting, transiting Saturn. Saturn is indicated for longevity. And then you have natal K2 is afflicting Mars, Sun, Mercury. Sun is the indicator for vitality, so lack of vitality. He did live a very long life, despite Saturn being slightly weak, which is the main indicator for longevity. But may he rest in peace, and condolences to his family. Thank you for listening. What could have strengthened the chart, he was involved in lots and lots of charity work. So that was definitely boosting his longevity, and transforming Rahu and K2. His benefic planets could have been strengthened with a kavash, a silver locket containing the Devata yantras and mantras for his benefic planets. If you'd like to get a kavash or get a reading or learn Vedic astrology, go to vastucreations.com. Thank you so much for listening. Very interesting chart.